welcome to another edition of PraxHacks, where we help you pass those important tests that you have coming up in your life. Today, we're going to talk about the differences between having that option of testing remote or testing in a test center, and the benefits of both and the downsides of both, because these are very important high stakes tests. You want to do your best. So let's dig into the differences between these two types of testing. Today's episode is brought to you by Upside. Yes, Upside really works. You get money back for purchases you normally make. You can still use your rewards cards. You'll still earn those points, but with Upside, you continue to also get extra money back. And if you use that code there below, UWVQ4, you will get an extra 15 cents as a thank you gift from Upside and us here at PraxHacks. So, testing center, the pros. And that literally is it. Testing centers are pros at delivering these tests. There are usually support staff there. They usually have good equipment to use. They're trained specifically in delivering these tests. That's the pros. However, there are some cons as well. As you can see, this is just not the most comfortable looking atmosphere, right? Another con is that maybe the testing center is quite a ways away from where you live, and you would have to commute to the center. Another con I'm going to say is that sometimes the time is limited as far as scheduling at testing centers. Another con that people don't like is the somewhat intrusive ways that they kind of search you when you're going into these testing centers, just to make sure you're not cheating and you're not taking in answers or somehow going to hack into their systems. They want to keep everything secure. Some people find this uncomfortable at best because it is so secure. The other con is there's going to be people close to you and people around you, and might be more distracting. Again, we're going to talk about, as we go through this video, that maybe you're looking at what's going to be least distracting and least anxiety causing for you. But anyway, testing center. The other option you often have is testing remotely. With the Praxis tests and other state tests, you have this option of testing remotely. Pros, of course, you can stay in your jammy pants. You could probably sit on your bed someplace in your home and be very comfortable. Another pro is there's literally no commute. You are just opening up your laptop and taking that test. Again, these are pros, right? These are good sides. But remote testing does have a downside. One more pro I just thought about too. Oftentimes with remote testing, scheduling availability is easier to do. You can literally do it just about any time as long as there's a proctor available. However, that's going to lead me to the con here, because with remote testing, you do have a proctor who is going to be, and this sounds kind of creepy, but is going to be watching you while you take your test. Yeah, I think it's a little creepy too. But another con that goes along with that is if your remote taking a test, oftentimes they will ask you to literally show the room you're in and your environment. They're trying to keep the security of the test and just know that there's not someone else there or a bunch of materials that's going to help you pass this test with some advantage. They're trying to keep it all secure, but again, it's kind of intrusive, kind of creepy that they ask to see your house or at least the room you're in. Um, Another con, and this is kind of a combination of the two, but just having that feeling of being watched, it causes extra anxiety. Um, Another part of that too is it's it's almost too relaxed, which I know some of you are saying, how can that even be? But too relaxed could lead to more distractions. And with those more distractions, the dog barks or the mailman comes to your door or those life things that happen could happen to you while you're taking the test. Do you want to risk that? Or would you rather go to a testing center and it be a very controlled environment? Again, it's going to be up to you. And that leads us to these different aspects of what between the two types of testing. Remote testing, absolutely more comfortable because there's no commute. You're sitting in whatever's comfortable. Whereas with a testing center, you're going to have to literally get dressed and go to the testing center, and it's probably not going to be a very comfortable chair. However, it's going to be very controlled and very, no problems are going to be happening. Privacy. Remote would seem that it would be very private, but again, think about that there's literally going to be someone watching you through the camera. That's again, a little creepy. Testing center, you're in a room with a group of people. Again, not a lot of privacy, but it is in that little cubicle, and perhaps that would feel in some ways more private than being watched through your computer. One other thing I wanted to mention about the whole watching you on the computer thing, keep in mind, and this is something they don't really explain to you, your proctor, even though they are watching you through your computer, there's probably 10 other test takers that they're monitoring at the same time. So let's say you have a question or a problem, your proctor may not be there right away. Whereas at a test center, you can probably find a real living human being to ask a question to. Uh, the thing about that is I have had people tell me that they waited 10, 20 minutes before online proctors would get to them, whereas test center, it's almost immediate. Let's talk about reliability. At a test center, it's their equipment. If something goes wrong, it's on them, and you're going to be reimbursed quickly or rescheduled somehow. It's, again, their responsibility. Whereas remote, if something happens, say your internet goes down or something just happens or your computer dies on you during the test, I've heard of a lot of people not being able to get reimbursed for taking that test or get any credit for that material they already covered. So that causes some anxiety in test takers. Last but not least is the aspect of travel. With remote, There is no travel. You're literally just in your house. Whereas with the test center, you're going to have to go someplace and drive. And that would be where you would need to do a little extra research to see where your local test center is. But the main takeaway down there at the bottom is to decide which one of these is going to cause you less anxiety. Yeah, if you already have test anxiety, you want to be in an environment that is the least anxiety causing. You want to be the most comfortable, considering all of these factors. Trying to reduce anxiety with these tests is so key. So that's where you've got to decide which of these two options is the right option for you. I can't really make that decision for you. This is one of those things where are you most comfortable at home and willing to take that risk that there may be problems with your computer? Or are you more comfortable actually getting up and going to a test center where things are going to be very reliable, very orderly, and kind of very controlled? The decision's up to you. Again, I can't make it for you, but here are just a couple of things that I've thought of and that I've had other test takers that I've worked with tell me about these two options. Now, not every test offers the two options, but if you're in those situations, such as with the teaching praxis test, you will be given those options. So choose wisely because you want to pass as quickly as possible. And speaking of, if you're looking to pass the praxis, we have a praxis core study guide for writing and reading currently out. Math will be coming soon. Look for them on Amazon. We will be glad to help you out with all of your studying needs. We do have SAT and ACT coming soon. So thank you for watching, and we will join you again sometime soon to give you more test tips, help you study better, and be prepared for your tests. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.